Hello and welcome to Scrapping on the Fly. My name is Kristen and I am here with my 52 weeks of 52 favorite photos. And today I am using a sketch by the lovely Anne-Marie Bryant, which is Scrapbooking the Day Away on Facebook as well as on her website. That information is linked below in my description box. And I am going to use this picture of me and my grandson at his very first adventure to the beach from our trip last week, and I am using Just Beachy by Simple Stories. I'm going to be using this until it is pretty much used up, and so I figured I would get started with this. Now, I have created layouts already, took this collection to the beach, and documented last year's pictures, a few of them. So I've got my papers, my embellishments, and my picture in this awesome sketch. So let's see how this goes. So first things first, I went through my papers to see what I have left. And I have specific things for like in my head for certain layouts. So I didn't want to use those papers if I already had something in mind. I've been pulling papers and having ideas for layouts for May I Scraplift You next month. I have ideas for some layouts I need to do that are actually gonna have posted this past Friday. So, and they all involve this Just Beachy collection. So I wanted to make sure I didn't use any of those papers for this layout. So this sketch, and I'm hoping I remember to pop it up there in the left corner. This sketch has this vertical line and then this horizontal line. And I wanted to stretch my paper as much as I could. So I have this wavy paper that I stretch and make it look longer. Now in this sketch, you can see that vertical paper on the left side, but because I was wanting to stretch that 6x8 and make it much taller, I just have the horizontal line of papers come a little bit further over so that it will give you the illusion that I'm using two longer, like 10-inch sheets of paper, and in all reality I am not. Same with the little banner, the fishtail banner. I just used a 3x4 card that I cut apart that I knew I wasn't going to use. It was a really bright, kind of funky color on the other side, and I didn't really like it. So I knew I wouldn't use it. Thought this was the perfect opportunity to stretch my paper again. So I just used a 3x4, cut it kind of in half, cut the little fishtail out of it, and then tuck that in where the sketch calls for it. And then the circle I made about 7.5 inches. So I made my blue paper, which was just from my cardstock stash, is a 6-inch. I think it was by 6x8 or something. And so I just cut it in half and extend it to make it look like it's almost 11 inches long, when in all reality it is not. But it went with this paper pretty well. It's very close to that same blue in the back with the waves, so I thought it worked out pretty well. And then I used this little fish paper from the 6x8, and instead of following the sketch completely with it being a larger piece of paper, I matte my picture in black so it'll stand out better on all this pretty, colorful paper. And then I put it on this fish paper to where it's coming out towards the left, but not all the way over to the right. And then, I don't know if you saw that or not, but my daughter stuck her hand and then did a little wave. My son used to do that all the time when he was little. Now he's 16, so he has no desire to stick his hand in my video. But my 23-year-old came by to pick up something, and she did. So if you saw a random little hand with long pink fingernails, that certainly wasn't me. She just kind of, I said I was going to try and remember to leave it in there. So it's her son that I'm documenting so much, so I feel like she should at least have a little bit of, airtime. She did not get to go on the trip with us, so she's not going to be in any of these pictures. I don't know if I took any screenshots of FaceTime. I know she did. So maybe I'll get her to share some of those with me, because they FaceTimed, most every day, so that they could, experience the adventures that he was on from afar. So I wanted to go ahead with some circular features on here, since I already have this big circle that Anne Marie has put in the sketch. So I pulled this little palm tree paradise, and then this little toucan embellishment, the flatback brad, and then the little sunshine. And originally I had that sunshine and the toucan flipped, but I liked the sunshine being in the top corner, of course. And then, so I kind of have this little diagonal from the top left to the bottom right of embellishments. And then I put my sketch, or my title, pretty much where Anne Marie has it. She has it kind of going across the bottom, but I have it kind of stepping down, saying Sunkissed Beach Vibes. I did put a couple little wordy bits on here, one that says beach getaway and one says what a beautiful place. And then I do a simple journal with the date and just say AJ's first beach trip, beautiful weather on day 1. And then I add this little palm tree in the bottom. I really don't want to overdo it with the embellishments, because the paper really does a lot of the work for me. I did ink the edges of the circle with just some black soot, just so it would kind of stand out a little bit against everything. And I used just some plain old khaki background paper, which I don't use very often, but for a beach layout, I feel like it's the perfect thing. So anyway, there it is. Here's the sketch again from Anne Marie. I love her sketches. She's always so creative and makes me come out of my comfort zone with shapes sometimes. So if you're interested, you should go and check her website out. She has a sketch every Friday. And then, of course, all sorts of other fun tutorials, classes, and things that you can be a part of. That link will be below, as well as the information I have for the 52 weeks, 52 favorite photos. And here is the close-up of my layout and that cute little boy. I hope you will come back and see me again. Like I'm here off and on this month. Should be here every day in May, June, and most likely July. So maybe take this month to get a little breather from me. I don't know. I would love it if you would give me a thumbs up if you like this video and or this layout. And I'd love it if you'd subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you so much for hanging out with me, spending some time with me today. Hope you'll come back and see me again really soon. Have a great day. Hope you get a chance today to do something you love with someone you love. And happy scrapping.